Hi guys, how's things? This is Richard Nolan here. I just said I'd make a video today on forward hip posture because over the last couple of weeks now there's been a couple of people into me, more than a couple actually, just about they're coming into me with problems with pains in their shoulders, pain on front and down their arms, headaches, dizziness or whatever, and it's all just down to one thing, and it's all symptoms of forward hip posture. Excuse me if I'm nervous now, my first video, it's weird talking into the camera. Probably get slagged to that after the boys. Don't worry boys, I'm not frying up that much really. And but then I'll just talk about forward hip posture. Yeah, it's just getting more and more common in a lot of people. It's just the way life is really, like technology these days. Everyone's either looking down at their phone, looking down at their laptop, looking down at their iPad. People are working in an office, they're sitting down all day, their heads dropping forward, looking into the screen. Even if you're working in an assembly line, you're looking down all day, putting parts together and things like that. I just said I do it because it is getting problematic, and it is going to become epidemic in years to come. Just the way a lot of people, it's just the way life is going in general. So it is going to get epidemic. Say forward hip posture is when your head goes forward. Your ear should be in line with your shoulder, always. But forward hip posture is just over time. Your muscles weaken in the back of your neck and they become short and tight in the front of your neck, and your head just forward. Yeah, it's just you've 7 vertebrae in your neck and they're in a curve, and the reason they're curved is so it can distribute the weight evenly through your 7 vertebrae of your head. Your head weighs 5 kgs, but even when your head just goes out 1 inch, it ends up going up to 12 kgs, and the more it goes out, the more the weight compounds going up. I'll show you a diagram there in a bit. But you can just imagine there, over time, if your head's even an inch or two out, even more over time looking down at your phone, you can imagine there over the months and years how much of a load and how much of a stress that puts on the vertebrae in your neck. And over time it can lead to a lot of hassle, a lot of niggling injuries. It can lead to arthritis, spondylosis, bulging discs, herniated discs, disc degeneration, can lead to muscle spasms, muscle pain, nerve impingement, pain referring down your arm, can lead to many different things. But so it's better just to nip it in the bud if you can notice your head going out a small bit, because it can cause a lot of niggling down the line. I myself, when I was younger, I had very bad forward hip posture, and I'm living with it now. I've ended up getting 2 bulging discs, one disc between C4, C5, and the other disc between C3, C4, and I ended up getting cervical kyphosis as well. It's just the curve. Your neck should be curving, but my forward hip posture was so bad it ended up curving the wrong way. So the discs were going the wrong way, and as you can imagine, the weight was only being distributed on to the discs as the vertebrae were pushing down it like a accordion effect down in the middle disc. So I'm after getting cervical kyphosis and spondylosis and more issues with it. But and that was just all down to bad posture. So I just said I'd make an informational video because there's a couple of people coming into me about it already, and I can't see it getting bad in years to come. It's going to become an epidemic really. And even in children there or whatever, they'll be at school all day looking down their books. When they get home, they're looking down their iPads. Even the millennials there, like your neck, if even from a scientific point of view, like over millions of years that the human spine's evolved or whatever, it's for looking around, standing up, picking berries, hunting animals, being hunted or whatever. It wasn't designed to be binge watching Netflix and that was for 10 hours a day, or playing new FIFA 18 for 10 hours a day, lying back looking up. All that puts a tremendous amount of load on your neck. So I'll just show a few remedies there to prevent it, or just tips to avoid getting forward hip posture and get the load off the neck. Or if you do have forward hip posture, I can give you a few. I'll give you a few strengthening exercises there as well, and just to prevent it or try and help you out a bit or whatever. So yeah, that's the crack. I'll just go up a couple of more diagrams there explaining stuff, and we'll work away from there. Right, here's an example there of someone looking at their phone. On the very left here you can see a person standing upright, his head is weighing 5 kgs. But as it goes out you can see the weight compounds up over time. Near the end there you can see it's 27 kgs when his head is flexed at 60 degrees. That's nearly 4.5 times weight that his 7 vertebrae are taking. Also you can see there his cervical spine, as the more he looks over, the more his spine straightens out, he loses that curve. and all the weight has been put on the front of his discs. Here's just another example there of the weight compounding in your neck the further your head moves out from your body. Okay, as you can see here on the left hand side you have a healthy spine with healthy discs, healthy vertebrae. On the right hand side you can see a degenerating spine. This might occur after many years of bad posture. You see arthritis forming, spondylosis. You can see your disc is after narrowing, less cushion. For the vertebrae there to be turning, and the discs will also be dehydrated there, so there'll be less cushion for your discs, and also that'll affect your mobility as well. Also with the bone spurs there, if you do have that condition, sometimes when you turn your neck you'll be able to feel a kind of grating, and that'll be just the bone spurs rubbing off each other. You can see there your nerve roots there coming through your vertebrae there, and the degenerating disc, they can get narrower, and that can impinge your nerves coming out, and which can lead to spasms and among other things. Right, here you can see an example of cervical kyphosis. I don't want to be talking too much about it now because it's kind of going off topic, but on the right hand side here you can see a C-shaped curve on the spine. This is the way the spine should look. However, on the left hand side here you can see the spine is kind of straighter, or else it's going in the opposite direction. This is an example of cervical kyphosis. You can see here all the vertebrae after kind of straightening out are going in the opposite direction. That means all the weight is pushing down there on the two middle vertebrae. As you can imagine, this can cause a lot of problems, especially when it comes to the discs, as the discs are taking a lot more stress in the neck as the weight isn't being distributed out evenly between the vertebrae. So you can end up getting a lot of bulging discs, disc herniations, and dehydrated discs. That's where the discs shrink, and it gives less protection to the vertebrae and less cushion and things like that. So and that can lead to the bulging disc hitting the nerve and can cause spasms and stuff down your neck. Also, quite often when people have this condition, they start to develop bone spurs on the vertebrae also. Well, that's the end of the diagrams there now. So, and I'll just give you a few tips and strengthening exercises. I'll just show you two exercises here now. One's for straightening up your deep cervical flexors, and the other one is for straightening up your extensors at the back of your head, back of your neck. And the reason I'm doing it is because if people with forward head posture, when they come forward, their deep cervical flexors, they become weak and inhibited and short. So I'll be just trying to get those engaged. And the reason I'll be doing it at the back as well is because the muscles at the back, they become, especially your lower traps or rhomboids and things, they become weak and they become stretched, they become hypertonic. And often in a lot of cases, if people have upper cross syndrome, a lot of people like working in offices now, and a lot of people working in as truck drivers and things or whatever, they'll be like this, and most of the day they'll be kind of coming forward and their head will be up. That means their occipitals will be tight, while and their upper traps might be tight, but their lower traps in and their rhomboids and things like that will be weak and hypertonic and stuff like that. So I just give an exercise there just to straighten up the back as well and to stretch the occipitals. So first of all, we'll do an exercise for deep cervical flexors. These are the muscles here, deep in your neck. Your longest scapula, your longest colli. They keep your head upright. They're for keeping your head upright. So try and get those engaged and try and get them a nice symmetric contraction, like do type 1 fibres. They're posterior fibres, just to try and straighten them up. So first of all, what you do is up against the wall. I have a poster behind me here now with a clear wall. It'd be better, like, but I've no place else to put the camera, so you'll get the message anyway. So all I do is everything's coming up against the wall. Try and keep your chin parallel with the ground. If you have upper cross syndrome or tight occipitals, when you go for putting your head back up against the wall, you might have a tendency to bring your chin up and touch the wall with that, but no, do your best to keep your chin parallel with the ground. So what you're doing is just relax, rest your hands, and try and get your double chin. Put your chin back in as far as you can, and to get your chin parallel with the ground. And all you do then is you imagine that there's a string pulling your head up to the ceiling. So you're pulling your head up to the ceiling, and try and hold that. Try and hold it for as long as you can. Try and hold it for a few minutes anyway. But just say start off at 1 minute and build up slowly then. And what that's doing is engaging and straightening up your deep cervical flexors. And try and do that try and do it for as long as you can. The longer you can do it, the better, obviously, and the more time you do it, the better. The second one then is to do your extensors. Your your rhomboids and your lower traps and things could be weak, so we'll be trying to straighten those up, and at the same time then we'll be trying to straighten up everything, but if you did have tight occipitals, it'd be stretching your occipital muscles as well. So all you do is the same thing, come back up against the wall, make sure you get your double chin, and make sure you keep it parallel with the floor. But what you're doing here is you're bringing your feet out, you're walking out from the wall about a foot, and you're trying keeping yourself upright, using your head against the wall. So what's that doing? It's putting isometric. It's working isometrically in the back of your neck. So all you're pushing against the wall with the back of your head, holding yourself upright, and after a while you will start to feel that a lot in the back of your neck and your upper back there. But yeah, it's very good as well. So just try and hold it start off in a minute and work your way up then again. What it's doing is you'll be getting an isometric contraction here on your back muscles, and you'll be getting a bit of a stretch there in your occipital muscles as well if they're tight. So it's a very beneficial exercise. When you are doing it, if you start to feel pain or any sensations down your arms or anything or something like that, just stop. Listen to your body. If your body's sore, it's telling you like that it's not used to it, so just stop it and go back in a day or two again and try it again and build up slowly from there. As well, when you do those exercises, you might be sore the day after, so just give it 48 hours and you'll be fine again, and then just start doing the exercises then again and build yourself up slowly. So yeah, there are 2 exercises. Any more tips there for forward hip posture I'll give you is, if you are a truck driver, if you are working in an office, get a lumbar support if you can for your lower back. Say when you're sitting down, it's like even a pillow do in behind your back. That way, your back will be brought out and your head will be brought back. It's just the way your center of gravity. Your head will be brought back above your shoulder again. So it'll be taking a lot of pressure off your neck. Whereas, like say, if you're sitting on a chair and it's flat, your back will be flat, so your head will come out. Yeah. So if you get a pillow or a lumbar support, you can buy them anywhere, Amazon, anything. It'll support your back and it'll bring your head up above bring your head back up above your shoulders again. Just walk around with the chest out. Again, if you're slouching over, your head's going to be coming forward, so chest out and your head will be up. If you are looking down at your mobile phone or whatever, just tuck in your chin and look down at it instead of hanging over. That'll be an advantage. It'll take a lot of pressure off your neck. Another thing there is if you're in bed, a lot of people say like don't sleep on your side, just sleep on your back the whole time, but you're going to sleep on your side obviously, like I do it anyway. But if you do sleep on your back at night time, if you've pillows, just slide down the bed a bit and lift up your pillows and try and rest your head on the mattress. That'll mean your spine will be flat. What you're trying to avoid is having your head up like this. So if you take away the pillows, you'll be just sleeping down on a flat mattress. And then if you are turning over in the bed or whatever, just put your pillows in under your head again and keep your spine in neutral position. Just another thing there, then if you're watching TV or whatever, I always try to lie down watching TV and have some support in my head. I try to lie down on my side watching TV and have some support in my head. It just takes a lot of pressure off my neck again. And yeah, I find it better than sitting down and slouching over. When I do be sitting for long periods, I feel my neck and all my upper traps and things, I can feel getting stiff and trigger points and stuff like that, so I try my best to avoid it. So yeah, hope you liked the video anyway. Hope you liked the information I gave you. If you did like it, just click the subscribe button because I'll be putting up a lot more videos. And because I'd like to be helping people out and things, and I hope you find it beneficial. And if you did like it, I'd appreciate any feedback, or if you have any questions to ask me or anything, just message me there on YouTube or whatever, and I'd be delighted to get back to you and see if you have any problems and help you out anyway. So yeah, thanks a million for watching. Hope you liked the video, and click subscribe if you can, and thanks for watching. Good luck.